What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of the YouTube channel, podcast, Instagram reel, whatever. I'm Dr. Mike Axler, PhD, kinesiology and applied physiology, exercise science professor, 60 plus time marathoner and ultramarathoner, and performance coach. Today, we are going to be talking about another hot topic which has gained popularity in recent years, probably from our friend Nick Bear, Zone 2 cardio, and even like David Goggins, people like that. We're going to be talking about Zone 2 cardio, and not only in the context of endurance training for marathons and triathlons, but in the context of why lifters should be doing more Zone 2 cardio. And one of the biggest flexes that I can put in there is that I was hooked on Zone 2 cardio from Matt Fitzgerald's book, 80-20 Running, back in like 2017, 2018 when I was running marathons and my masters. And I love it. And then I continued with it with ultra marathons. And it does warm my heart now to see so many guys and gals in the gym who are jacked and they're lifting weights and they're doing deadlifts and bench press and squatting. And at the same time, they're wearing like Hoka's and Brooks and On running shoes. So I love the hybrid athlete approach, or the concurrent training as it's more scientifically called. And today we're going to be talking about why and how lifters can benefit from Zone 2 cardio. So first of all, let's talk about what Zone 2 cardio is. Zone 2 cardio is the LISS, the LISS, low intensity steady state cardio, whereby you're working at around 60 to 70% of your max heart rate. And if you're wondering where that is, it's a little bit faster than a jog, somewhere where if you're like going to a running club, you're having a conversation with someone, you can talk in complete sentences, but it is still moderately difficult. What is cool about Zone 2 cardio is that not only does it increase your aerobic fitness, as we will discuss, but it also increases your mitochondrial density. So if you remember from the Bill Nye days, geez, that's like my fourth name drop. If you remember from the Bill Nye days, your mitochondria are the engines or the powerhouses of the cell. If you were having a hard time running 3 miles, but now it's like super, super easy, you build up the health and longevity of your current mitochondria with Zone 2 training, and you build up more mitochondria in your cells. So mitochondrial biogenesis, increasing the amount of mitochondria. And lastly, on what is Zone 2 cardio, we also use fatty acids, so triglycerides from our fat tissue and from our diet, as well as glucose and glycogen, so more carbohydrates and stored carbohydrates as the energy fuel source. So it's this nice metabolic flexibility, as it's known, of burning off both carbohydrates and fats to fuel our Zone 2 cardio. Now, why does Zone 2 cardio matter for lifters? So if anyone does a hearty amount of Zone 2 cardio, either on the bike, the rowing machine, the stair step, or running, swimming, whatever, and you also lift weights, you can probably guess or probably have some sort of story to tell that before doing all your aerobic training, you were getting more tired in between your sets and you needed longer rest periods. But then after doing Zone 2 cardio, you were able to recover more quickly. And that goes back to the mitochondrial biogenesis. The more engines you have, the more efficient you become. So if you want to be a better strength athlete, a better power lifter, you should get up your cardiovascular adaptations by doing Zone 2 cardio. The reason why this happens also, in addition to the mitochondria, is that we have increases in our capillaries, or the little gas exchange veins and arteries that we have. The capillaries go over top of these things called alveoli in the lungs to get a little bit sciencey, and we just have more capillaries for gas exchange. So it's almost like having a third lung, so to speak. And this is really, really great. So we have our capillary density, we have our mitochondrial density, and we're just able to take in more oxygen to go to our working muscles and carry away carbon dioxide and metabolic waste products. And further on this, another reason why Zone 2 cardio is so phenomenal for lifters is because with this increases in gas exchange, we're also able to clear away lactate and other metabolic byproducts. We had said that when we have the increases in capillaries, we're able to take in more oxygen and let out more carbon dioxide. Additionally, with that, we know towards the end of a working set, when you're getting a little bit tired, when your reps are getting like a little bit shaky going up and you think you have 1 or 2 more reps in the tank, a lot of what's building up inside of our muscles, and this is a good thing, is lactate and hydrogen ions. It's not lactic acid, it's lactate and hydrogen ions. And that's this buildup of acidity. And the hydrogen ions will get buffered away by bicarbonate and other things in the blood. But then lactate will actually go back to the liver and be utilized as glucose in a cycle called the Cori cycle. So it's actually recycled. This is a good thing. So the more Zone 2 that we do, the better lactate clearance we have, and the more sets we can do over and over and over again. So hopefully I've sufficiently sold you on Zone 2, or maybe you're already sold, I don't know. But now let's detail how to do Zone 2 training. So as we had said before, the intensity of Zone 2 training, if you use something like a Garmin or an Apple Watch, I think that is a phenomenal way to do it, because most people just go all out with their stair stepping and their running and their biking, and that is a great recipe to get burnt out or to get injured. Go with around 60 to 70% of your max heart rate, or go with the Zone 2 on your watch just to get an idea of where you are. And even if you don't want to be obsessive about looking at your watch, just do the talk test. I sometimes talk out loud when I'm like out in the trail or I'm out in the treadmill. I'll try and say 5 or 6 words, or I'll say my name over and over and over again, and to see like, am I at a sustainable heart rate? If you want to start out in sessions of like 20 minutes, 30 minutes, or even an hour, do this a couple of times per week. This can be a great way to start building up your aerobic base. Do it once, twice, 3 times a week, or whatever your goals are. Increase it even more. And as we had said before, you can do this in a variety of modalities, from running to cycling, incline walking, swimming. I'm just started doing the stair stepper, which I kind of fell in love with because it's so hot outside. So whatever it is for you, make sure you go and do it. So to wrap this one up today, so for some final takeaways, every lifter, if you do want to get bigger, you want to get stronger, you want to get more powerful, obviously you're not going to be doing hours and hours and hours of Zone 2 training a week, but even like 2, 3, 4 hours a week is sufficiently fine to increase the health and longevity of your mitochondria, your capillaries, your heart, your lungs. We didn't even talk about that. There's a whole lot we could talk about, the cardiovascular and respiratory systems. So it's going to help keep us healthy. It's going to help clear away lactate and metabolic waste products. It's going to allow you to do more volume in the gym. More volume in the gym equates with more gains, more strength, more confidence, right? Why not, right? And if you're trying to be that nice hybrid or concurrent athlete, this is just going to help you recover a lot better. So with that, I do hope you enjoyed this second episode on this YouTube channel with respect to exercise science. If you did, please drop it a like, subscribe, and share with a friend. And make sure to scroll on down and subscribe to my Instagram and this channel to make sure you don't skip a beat. So I hope you did your Zone 2 training today. I know I did. And I'll catch you all in the next episode.